All right, welcome back to part 2 of Creative Planning Your Way. In the first video, I shared ideas, my philosophy, some suggestions for why planning is so important for creatives, and really acknowledging that, me included, we have a tendency to really resist planning. We don't want anyone to tell us what we do, especially as we get older, we have our own businesses, or we're starting side hustles, or we're retired trying to figure out what's next. What happens is time gets loosey-goosey when we don't pay attention to it, and we easily fritter time away. And so I love having some creative constraints around time that help me move projects forward that I say that are important to me. And those could be health and wellness projects. It could be my book that I'm writing, but it has a lot to do with being intentional about what I want, why I want it, and how I'm going to make time for it, because time definitely always seems to be in short supply when we have a lot of things that we love to do, right? I'm at a stage of my life where my career is very full, but I have plenty of time to do all the things that matter. Do I get them all done? No, because I like sitting in front of the TV with my hubby. So we talked a lot about that in part 1, about goals and planners and gratitudes, but I want to switch the focus here to the second half of the planner today in this video, which is all about self-care. And these pages are made for journaling or other daily self-care practices. And again, the whole intention of this particular printable is so that you can pick and choose the pages that feel most useful for you and try them on for size. And you might decide you don't want to do any of it. That's okay, right? You might decide that there's 1 or 2 pages in here that feel really useful. Like that last page I talked about over here, the daily reflection. This one. This is the one I want to print out or recreate in my own journal and commit to doing for 30 days and see what happens. My sense is this is what I really need and is one of the things I'm not doing right now. So I'm going to try it on for size. Over here, we have just a few ideas for self-care pages. If you have ideas for other pages you'd love to see us create, reach out and let me know. You can comment in the comments below or send me an email through my website, MinetteRiordan.com. All right, so this is what is often called a SWAT analysis. It's basically a way to look at all the things that we have on our plates and decide, are they going to get done? When are they going to get done? Are they never going to get done? And this is a great one to use in concert with the brain dump that we talked about in video 1. In fact, you might do the brain dump and then go straight to this to learn to prioritize some of those tasks. So up here in the top left are the things that are both important and urgent that we need to do now. That might be go grocery shopping or pay the electric bill, right? It might be call my mom because I haven't checked in with her for a while. It feels important. And maybe that's important, but it's not urgent. I get to decide. Not urgent is that we need to get it done, like taxes, but maybe we don't need to do that right this second, but we need to make sure that we have planned for time. When I am working on a book or creating a new course or a new painting, there's many, many stages and steps to each of those. All of them are important, but they're all going to get done at once. So some of them are going to go into that do later category. One of my favorite categories, and as a longtime entrepreneur, I learned to do this in work and in my life, is learning to delegate things that are not important, but maybe they're urgent. And they're things that I'm not good at or that I don't love doing or that someone else can do way faster and better than me. Or it's about asking for help. When my kids were younger and my business was really growing, They learned how to do their own laundry. They learned to each cook. So one night a week, they would cook dinner. 1 or 2 nights, Brad would cook dinner, and then I would do the other. And to go from, only having to cook 3 nights a week to 7 nights a week, it was a game changer for me. So what could you delegate? Where could you ask for more support? And then what can you completely delete off your to-do list that it's not important, not urgent, and really it either is never going to happen, like we talked about with a brain dump, or it's going to happen a month from now. So organizing your to-dos is really powerful. Here's a fun 15-day self-care challenge that I created, and I put in 15 things that make me feel good. What I recommend is that you can cross out anything in any of these boxes and or repeat the same one every day that make you feel better, that make you feel cared for and nurtured. We often think that self-care is things like getting a mani-pedi or going shopping or eating healthy or getting exercise. But for me, self-care is all of that, and it's doing my inner work, my education work, making time for my art. I believe that making art is a courageous act of self-love. So reading for fun, making time for art, trying on new hobbies, going for coffee or tea with a friend. I just did that on Monday and it was so lovely. Like, we talked about everything and nothing. It was delightful. Call a friend for a catch-up chat. My closest friend for over 30 years lives in California. We haven't lived in the same place for 20 years. And we're overdue. So, that feels important. It's not urgent, but it's important. Watch a movie, one of my favorites, like just giving myself permission. I've been rewatching Bridgerton series while I've been stumbling around in the studio and puttering around in the studio. Delightful, like just, meaningless entertainment that allows my brain to have a break. Meal planning, checking in with emotions, affirmations, morning pages, listen to a guided meditation. So this is a list of 15 of my favorite self-care activities. I'd love to hear what some of yours are that aren't on this list. But what if you picked one or picked a couple and did them every single day? I think you would have a lot of fun doing that, right? Let's see, we did that one. Here's a list of affirmations. And I gave you a couple of examples, and then I want you to create your own. This is a really great one to have in any bullet journal, planner, like tuck inside your morning pages journal. And I learned this from my friend Christine, to use the phrase "just for today." This helps us to believe it's possible and it's doable. It's not forever, but it's just for today. Just for today, I will be kind to myself. I will go for a walk. I will practice setting boundaries just for today. I will talk to myself like my best friend, right? Just for today, I will eat all my fruits and veggies. Just for today, they should be positive. I will make time to make art for 15 minutes. I'll make time to read for 15 minutes. So create your own list of empowering affirmations. I like doing this once a month because our moods and emotions changed, our needs change. So make sure you take some time to figure out what is it that you need the most and how can you give it a little time and attention. Here's a self-care planner, so we can go from that list of 15 ideas and actually plot them out, track what we did. You know from video 1, I'm a huge fan of tracking. Track. What we measure grows, right? What we pay attention to, give our attention and intention to, grows. So weekly self-care planner, how'd you do? No judgment. This is not intended to be about beating yourself up, but about just noticing what's working, what do you want more of, what feels easy and effortless, and where is there still resistance. I'm a voracious reader, and I often wish that I kept better track of my books. So we created a reading log so I can track more of what I'm reading. And with that comes a fun book review page, right? At 59, and someone who reads probably a couple of books a week, both fiction and nonfiction, I want to have something tangible to be able to hold on to some of the takeaways. What did I love? Why did I love it? Right? And so we have a fun book review page. To me, reading, I'm a lifelong learner. It's one of my core values. And so this is an important part of my personal self-care. And again, that review helps me retain things and remember why I do this and why it matters. Favorite page here. This is your idea bank. So often I find that creatives really get nervous about losing ideas when we have them. And then what happens is we're trying to implement all of our ideas at once. Excuse me. I got a little frog in my throat and take a sip of my tea. So creatives have a real tendency that if we don't take action on an idea, we're going to lose that idea right away. So what I recommend is creating an idea bank, whether you use this printable or do it in a Google Doc, whatever, like create an idea bank and think about actions to take. Think about when is it realistic to start a new idea, and any notes that you want to remember. And that date section can always stay blank. You can 100%, pardon me, you can 100% just use this for now to capture ideas and possible actions, and know that those ideas, once you plant those seeds, you won't lose them. They'll actually either take root or not. And I find that when I do this frequently, the ideas grow and evolve over time. I find more information and opportunities. So idea banks are a powerful way to not ever be afraid that you're going to lose ideas and not feel like you have to implement all of your creative ideas at once. Awesome habit checklist, right? Big fan. If I'm writing a book, then writing daily is one of those tasks I want to be tracking. A fun page for some doodling, because who doesn't love some doodling? So when you get overwhelmed, just go to a doodle page and doodle away. And then finally, one of my favorite breathing methods. So again, this is a great way to get yourself out of overwhelm and into clarity, is to practice some breathing, which may be a habit that you want to track. So again, these are just some of our favorite ideas for creative planning your way. Put some pages together, give it a try, see what you love, have fun, and let me know how it goes. I'm here to answer questions and take suggestions, and I'll see ya on the other side. I will come back. I think what I want to do is start to use some of these sheets myself and talk about how I'm using them and how it's going, and kind of what else is missing in the planner that I want to add. So more fun videos to come, but hopefully that gave you enough to get going and get started. Thanks, my friends, and I'll see you soon.